Bigfoot is the granddaddy of all cryptid mysteries. The hairy man of the forest is part of popular culture. The mysterious beast calls the forests of North America home. The Sasquatch has been difficult to find. Evidence is sparse and credible sightings rare. Could looking somewhere else help us to uncover the Bigfoot? We know that the study of cousin species of other types of animals have helped us to learn about the habits and behaviours for other elusive species in different regions. Could we do the same with our cryptid friend? How about looking at a location found on the other side of the world, Australia, and the legend of the Yowie? Let's take a look. Welcome to IF, videos on history and mystery. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a video again. Let's start back in 1804 and the book Modern Geography, a description of the empires, kingdoms, states and colonies, with the oceans, seas and isles in all parts of the world. Wow, what a book title, so snappy it just rolls off the tongue. This book was published by a John Pinkerton. Contained within the pages of this book is a comment regarding a population of Aborigines that shared Sydney Harbour with another indigenous tribe of native people. The writer gives a description of the people, saying they had flat noses with wide nostrils, thick eyebrows and sunken eyes. Their mouths were of prodigious width, their lips thick and their jaws prominent. The Aboriginal tribes in the region regarded them as another people entirely, naming them the Yahoos or Yowies. This in the native tongue meaning hairy people. These hairy people were not the only reported wildmen in Australia. There were said to be two Yowie groups. The Kuku-Yalanji tribe of tropical North Queensland believe in the existence of these creatures. They tell of how they could have coexisted with the Yowie for centuries. They give a long and detailed history of Yowie attacks in their legends. A large number of cautionary tales used to warn others in the tribe that if they see one of these beasts, to be careful. These Yowie stories are similar to stories told by Native American tribes and the Sasquatch. These two types of Yowie, said to be found in Australia, are thought to be the same species, which is often linked to Bigfoot, Gigantopithecus. Descriptions of the wildmen say that there is a larger species reported to grow to between 6 and 10 feet in height and weighs in at around 1,000 pounds, resembling a huge hair-covered ape-like man with clawed fingers. There are some differences with its North American cousin, the Sasquatch. Yowie are said to have more primate-looking face and head, and they walk very upright, no slouching over when walking, as is reported by witnesses of Sasquatch. It is also more aggressive towards humans. The second reported species of Yowie is described as being smaller, standing at around 4 to 5 feet. Could this be a separate ancient species of hominid that has avoided extinction? Or is it just another subspecies of Gigantopithecus? These hominids have appeared for a long time and are depicted in local cave art. The cave paintings show tall hairy figures standing beside smaller Aboriginal figures. So what other Yowie contact has been reported? European contact with the Yowie is said to have started when the first fleets arrived in Sydney Cove in 1788. During the early colonial era, Aboriginal tribe members would often warn the British settlers to be on the lookout for an ape-like creature which lurked in the mountains and deep forests of the continent. In 1789, an encounter took place when a group of convicts and a party of Marines took part in a hunting trip. The group had shot a number of wallabies and were making their way back to the settlement when, atop a nearby hill, they saw a mysterious man-like animal observing them from amongst the trees. They would later claim that this beast was twice the height of an average man. These stories continued over the years. Fleeting glances, strange calls, and the legend grew with the settlers. This brings us to today and reports of the Yowie in modern times. Darling Downs mountain range near Toowoomba is where a bushwalker claims to have spotted the Yowie. In an audio interview, a woman says she was 6 meters away from Australia's answer to the Sasquatch. Telling an interviewer about her experience, she said, It was probably around 7 foot tall. It had a head like a gorilla and long arms. I couldn't see it from the waist down because it was walking through the long grass. Going on to describe how the creature sat down in that long grass and seemed to ignore her. She went on to say, "I tried to get it to turn around, but I was scared and I didn't want to aggravate it." As with the Bigfoot, the Yowie has become a cottage industry. Books, movies, TV and websites have grown up out of this legend. One such website is the Yowie Hunters. They run the Australian Yowie research website and have recorded more than 10 sightings in the Queensland area over the past 5 years. This website tells of one of the most recent and terrifying encounters with a Yowie. The creature was spotted in an area known as Nimbin. A frightened female witness saw the beast on March 5th in Mount Jerusalem National Park at around 7 in the evening. Dean Harrison, Yowie hunter and member of the Australian Yowie Research Group, has been hunting these creatures for more than 20 years. In this time, he has had many Yowie encounters. Over the years, he has amassed an impressive database of written and audio witness accounts, news articles, images, and physical evidence including footprints. Dean recounts the story of an anonymous resident. This story goes, "It was after cricket training at around 6:30 p.m. and I was driving back from Yuki to Mullumbimby and detoured along a dirt road and went over a cow crossing when I pulled to the pullover to have a pee. There was an area where a bulldozer had pushed down trees on the side of the road to make a clearing next to a valley, so I pulled over there. I had finished my wee and heard something around me and didn't know what it was. I did a howl to see if it was a feral dog and whatnot. I got a response. I did some more howling and I got more back. Then I got a growl and a grunting, so I got my cricket bat out. When it started doing tree knocking back at me, I thought, oh yeah, it's someone playing silly buggers with me. But there's no houses out there, it's just bush. I thought it must have been some smartass out there playing a joke on me. It knocked twice, so I knocked back twice. I knocked again, and it did the same back. I thought, stuff this, and did a howl and a scream. That's when everything went pear-shaped. I heard thumping coming down the hill into the gully in front of me. At first, I thought it was a kangaroo, but I've never heard anything that heavy before. It was like the ground was moving underneath me. It went down the hill into the gully, then came up the gully towards me. I was like, what have I got myself into? It was now about 10 meters in front of me, coming up this hill, a steep embankment, and I had really bad vibes from this thing. I heard a scream, grunt and growl all in one. I jumped in my car, turned my high beams on, and there it was standing in front of me. I know it was no person in a suit. It was standing on the fire trail, 6 to 7 feet tall and full of hair, and it had breasts. I went for my phone to take a photo of it. I didn't take my eyes off of it when I was reaching for the phone. And then off she went, back down into the gully. It was scary. There has been a lot of talk in the past about hunters having sightings in there and their hunting dogs running out with their ears back and their tails between their legs. When it was in my headlights, it was 6 to 7 feet. It had a face with eyes about golf ball size. It had really long hair, which, as a guess, would have been about 5 inches long. It was just standing there staring at me when I was reaching for my phone. I saw that its hands were all the way down to its knees. I'm 6 foot 7 inches, and my arms don't come down near my knees. The arms were huge. The eyes glowed with or without the light bar. It smelt like 5-week-old roadkill. It wasn't a person in a suit. It had breasts. I wish I had got a photo. It had hair down to its cleavage, and hair around and on top of its breasts. Some parts of the breasts had hair, and some parts without hair. The hair color was a light brown, but the skin color was blacker. The hair around the face was a light brown. The hair around the hands was black. The rest was light to darkish brown. It was the scariest thing I had ever seen. I told my friends about it, and they said I'm full of it. I said I saw what I saw. I wish I had got a photo to show everyone what I had saw. The face was like a gorilla's face, instead of being round like a human face. This was more of an oval shape. It had big golf ball size eyes. Most reports you read tell of red eyes, but these were reddish blue and they lit up with the light bar on. It had a nose that looked pushed in, it had a beard and hair over its top lip. One thing I found strange about it was the mouth. The human mouth is small. This one's mouth was 5 to 7 inches long. It had a big mouth on it. I didn't see any teeth because its mouth wasn't open. It was standing there swaying side to side. It was behind a fern, but overtowering the fern and going from side to side. It had its hands down and just doing the side to side motion. When I reached my phone, it must have seen it light up or something, because it just took off down the valley. I didn't get a chance for a photo. As I went for the button, off she went down the hill. So what do you think? Is this creature a cousin of the North American Bigfoot? Could the similar descriptions of appearance and behavior give us a little more insight into Sasquatch? Do you think that these creatures are just myth, a device to warn people of the dangers that are found in the wilderness? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy what I do here on the channel, hit that subscribe button, like and share. You can catch the latest by searching We Are If. Thanks so much.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken.